This one's a big one, and this is for all candidates. Really getting to that point where you're screening in and you're hiring, you're trying to bring people into the company, not necessarily screening out. So as a hiring manager, you're in a unique position to be the advocate for candidates. There are a number of candidates that the hiring manager could be the advocate for and help move them through, especially if you're listening for bias in the interview process, bias in the debrief. As the leader and the hiring manager, you should own that debrief. The recruiter a lot of times is going to be running it and run the framework for the debrief, but the content of the debrief, the hiring manager is in a good position to listen for bias or things that may not necessarily relate to the core requirements of the job. It might be all about nice to haves. And in that case, a lot of times you're going to miss a great hire because as a hiring manager, you're in the position to influence that. Consensus is definitely the enemy of diversity, because if everyone group thinks and doesn't agree that this person is a match because of some bias that came up through the interview, that's a challenge for you. We talked about the business case for diversity. As a hiring manager, spend some time. There's lots of information out there on the business case for diversity. Understand that, understand the moral reason, and then get beyond the business case for diversity and make things happen. Because there's a lot of talk about the business case, but the people who are in a great position to have an impact on the business and on the hiring is the hiring manager. The recruiters can bring people to the table. HR can put the best programs and processes in place. Talent and development can do everything they could do, but the hiring manager is key in this entire process because of the amount of influence and the leverage that the hiring manager has. And then as a hiring manager, take some time, sit with diverse employees. I don't know if you've ever being a technical person at one point in my career, I was used to being one person in IT who happened to be African-American. If you've never been in that position, it is an unusual position to be in, and a lot of people haven't been in that position. So make sure as a hiring manager, you're connecting with your diverse employees, all your employees, but certainly make an effort to go connect with the diverse employees that might be in your company who may not have a lot of people who are like them. And then become a sponsor, become a mentor. Some companies, in bigger companies, you're going to have mentors who are going to work certainly one-on-one with the person, but that sponsor is someone who's probably further up the hierarchy. They know about you, but they're the person who's going to advocate for you when you're not in the room. And so become a sponsor and find some people to be sponsors for and help them develop their career, because that works on the retention side. It's not necessarily the recruiting side, but it works on the retention component.